This is Dr. Ben with Treble Health. I'm a doctor of audiology specializing in tinnitus and hearing conditions. Do you have ringing in the ear in just one side? That's referred to as tinnitus in one ear. From a medical perspective, we call that unilateral tinnitus. If that applies to you, if you feel like you're just hearing the ringing sound or the buzzing or the hissing on one side, then please watch this video until the end because we will cover a comprehensive guide of what to do. This video will include the causes of unilateral tinnitus, some options for treatment, some other medical tests that might be relevant, and other useful information. If you're new here to our YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, like this video if so far you've gotten value from it and you're here for the right reasons because you have tinnitus in just one ear. And let's continue with the video by going straight into a brief summary of what is tinnitus. I'm speaking to you today as an audiologist that manages an online telehealth clinic called TrebleHealth.com. We provide tinnitus services every day. We are 100% focused on tinnitus, and that's why I have some joy and passion in sharing this subject matter to you. So I hope you do listen and take notes. First, what is tinnitus? Tinnitus is typically described as a buzzing, ringing, or hissing sound. Many people hear it in both ears or the center of their head, but occasionally you can hear tinnitus in just one ear. Sometimes people hear it in both ears, but it's louder on one side, and that may be related to a hearing loss. There are certain causes or medical etiologies of tinnitus that are important to know. Is your tinnitus in one ear or louder in one ear, or do you hear it equally in both ears? Unilateral tinnitus is more likely to have cause for concern than regular bilateral tinnitus. So if you hear it in just one ear versus hearing it in both ears, your doctors should take special note and consider other medical tests that can rule out a physical structural cause of that ringing in the side of your head. This is considered an otologic red flag, and your ENT doctor and audiologist will take note. This could be something as simple as having clogged earwax in your ear canal, or something serious like a sudden hearing loss, which creates tinnitus as a byproduct. When you're describing the tinnitus you hear on your ear, it's important to get the right description for your doctors. Does it come and go, or is it constant? Do you hear a pulsatile sound that's synchronized with your heartbeat, or do you hear more of a ringing, hissing, buzzing sound? And when did it start? Is this a very recent onset? Was it gradual? All of those details are important for your doctor to make the right diagnosis. If you have any of these accompanying symptoms, you should take special note and make sure you share them with your doctor. Ear pain, vertigo, facial numbness, or any kind of dizziness, those are indicators that there may be something structural or physical that's causing your tinnitus, and because of that, you should seek medical attention. Overall, whenever you have tinnitus in one ear, you should seek a doctor. Tinnitus in general is something that your doctor should be involved with, and oftentimes if you have it in one ear, you will be sent to an ENT, ear, nose, and throat physician. They're going to do some evaluations to rule out things like earwax, ear infections, problem with the structures of the ear, and then if those external systems seem to be overall healthy, there may be further testing that's ordered, like an MRI imaging study, to rule out any problems that are happening perhaps behind the eardrum where the doctor cannot see through his scope or her scope during the day while they're looking at you in the clinic. This is a short break from today's video to announce the Tinnitus Guide by Treble Health. Do you want to learn about the newest tinnitus treatments and management tips? Click the link in the description of this video to get your free copy of the Tinnitus Guide by Treble Health. Let's go over some causes of unilateral tinnitus. Number one is an active ear infection. This is sometimes referred to as otitis media or otitis externa. It's related to having fluid behind your ears, and the symptoms can be pain or pressure, sometimes in just one ear. Another potential cause is sudden hearing loss. This can be related to sudden tinnitus because whenever there is a hearing loss, there is often a result of having ringing in the ear that accompanies it. So if you have a sudden hearing loss on one side, the first symptom you may be aware of is tinnitus. Another potential cause of unilateral tinnitus can be a vestibular condition. The vestibular system is related to our dizziness, our balance, and it may manifest as symptoms of dizziness, vertigo, or disequilibrium. A disorder of the inner ear affecting the balance system may also impact tinnitus or hearing loss. Certain conditions like Meniere's disease or labyrinthitis may be occurring if you're experiencing all of those symptoms on one side. Another potential cause of unilateral tinnitus, however very rare, is something called acoustic neuroma, also known as vestibular schwannoma. This is a slow-growing benign tumor that can appear on the auditory nerve, creating hearing loss and tinnitus. It is sometimes also accompanied by dizziness, vertigo, or facial numbness. The last potential cause of unilateral tinnitus that we will describe today is acoustic trauma. The most common representation of this in our practice, what we do at Treble Health, is when someone says they were around a very loud noise exposure. That could be firing a gun, that could be a glass bottle hitting another glass bottle in the recycling bin, that could be a music-related loud noise exposure, and that sound comes to one ear in particular and creates a sudden tinnitus. This may or may not resolve on its own, and it may or may not be associated with a hearing loss that shows up on a hearing test. However, unilateral tinnitus can come from those kinds of loud noise events. The good thing is, for all of those conditions, there are treatments, therapies, or surgeries to help. And the first step is to get diagnosed by an ENT doctor. Tinnitus that occurs in one ear is considered a medical red flag, so please take this seriously and schedule an appointment telling your local ENT clinic that you were sent by Treble Health. If you've already been to a local ENT clinic, just make sure you've had the proper evaluation and diagnosis. Your appointment at the ENT doctor will likely include an evaluation by an audiologist for hearing loss. That hearing test will show if both ears are hearing at the same level or if there's a difference between ears. Often with unilateral tinnitus or asymmetrical tinnitus, we notice that the hearing is worse on that ear for various reasons. At that ENT appointment, they may request an MRI for imaging study to get a more specific look at what's happening behind the eardrum to see if there's any physical cause to your tinnitus or hearing loss. Other kinds of specialty tests may be ordered, particularly if you have dizziness or vertigo. There are many treatments and options for what you can do. It could be something as simple as getting the earwax removed from your ear canal and then waiting a few days for that tinnitus to reset in your auditory brain. Another option could be something more serious. If you had a sudden hearing loss, there may be medication to intervene and help you with some treatment. Regardless, it is important to know there's always something we can do for tinnitus. Even when it's just in one ear, we have a lot of success with our method of tinnitus retraining therapy. And at TrebleHealth.com, we specialize in tinnitus retraining. For those who just have tinnitus in one ear and you're working on the treatment side of this, if you've ruled out the medical causes and medical treatments, surgeries, medications, if you've gone down that route and then been told by your ENT, you just have to manage this tinnitus, that's where we come in. We have audiologists that are 100% dedicated to tinnitus, and we have a high degree of success with our program where we use sound therapy on the ears for consistent sound therapy treatment, which follows the protocol for tinnitus retraining therapy. If you have tinnitus in just one ear, then I highly recommend having your sound therapy coming through both ears together. If you just use sound therapy on one side, then research has shown the nerves that crisscross through the auditory pathway in the brain, we're missing some potential opportunity there. So whenever you can, use sound therapy through both ears. What we offer is a system called Treble Maskers or Treble Maskers Plus if you have hearing loss. And that's for either just tinnitus or tinnitus and hearing loss. Regardless, there are real solutions and therapies that can reduce your unilateral one ear tinnitus. I see it all the time, so please do take note and consider therapy and treatment for you. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave a thumbs up if this was helpful. If you have any additional questions, you know how to find us at TrebleHealth.com. We'll be more than happy to discuss the options to work with us and have some treatment for your tinnitus in one ear. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.